Well, hello, it's me, Penny. You might not remember me, but about a year ago, I decided I was going to get on TikTok or YouTube or whatever and chronicle my adventures, life in the mid 60s. Maybe just voice my opinion upon a few things. And then, to my surprise, I found out I just did not have a whole lot to say. Life was just kind of going on, and I wasn't having any adventures to chronicle. And then I just got involved in the presidential election. I was knocking on doors and making phone calls and getting very involved, watching far too much YouTube. Suffice it to say, I just did not have the energy to do much of anything else at that time. And then Dummy Dum Dum got elected, and it was such a shock, unbelievable. And I just got depressed for a while, like a lot of people did. But I got through that, and that's worn off. And now I'm feeling a little less hopeless and a little more like doing something about this situation in which we find ourselves. Um, and you know what did it? Seeing people on the streets. Last week, I was driving downtown and I saw all these people lined up, all four corners of a big, busy intersection. And they were on the sidewalk and they had a bunch of signs and they had cowbells and they were chanting things and they were just standing up for what's right, fighting for what they believe in. Not only did I see signs about the price of eggs, but about education, about medical research, about NPR, about Medicare, about trans rights, the rule of law. And I just thought, wow, I leaned on my horn as I went by and I gave them a thumbs up. And that just gave me energy. They made me realize that actually I do have a lot to say, and it's time to say it. I want to show other people that they are not alone and that we are fighting for them, fighting for what is right. Well, that was perfect timing for me to see that because May Day was coming up. And I'm not referring to the Spring Festival of May Day. I'm talking about the nationwide protest. The May Day, this is an emergency. This is not normal. Time to do something. That protest. And that was coming up. So we made a bunch of signs and we walked down to that very same intersection. And on the way there, some guy said to me under his breath, but so I could hear it, you're wasting your time. And I thought, rude. Anyway, I just kept walking. And do you know what? He was so wrong because there were so many people at that protest, so many signs, so much heart. And I stood on the sidewalk holding up my sign for about an hour and a half, and I saw all kinds of people driving by having the very same response I had had the week prior. They were honking their horns and they were showing support, and I just bet some of them were thinking, I'm not alone. Look at all these people. They feel like I do. I'm going to stand up too. I'm going to be part of this resistance. I believe that all of us on that May Day protest, we were just a tiny part of this groundswell of people that are now woken up and they're getting energized and they're doing what they need to do to defend our democracy, showing politicians how we feel, telling them what we care about, telling them what they need to be doing about what we care about, because we are the people and we have the power. Needless to say, it was the very best use of my time, and it was kind of an adventure.